The 7 Secrets to Self-Confidence by Levy Holiday Greene. Episode 3. Self-Confidence and Leadership. Welcome to Continuous Elevation Beyond Self-Confidence, a podcast series dedicated to all those who aspire to transform their lives by cultivating deep and enduring self-confidence. Through this series, we delve into what makes self-confidence not only a powerful feeling, but an essential foundation for realizing our boldest dreams and living a truly fulfilled life. Each episode is an invitation to explore different aspects of self-confidence, to understand how it is built, nurtured, and most importantly, how it can become the driving force behind profound personal transformation. Whether you are at the beginning of your journey towards better self-esteem or seeking to deepen an already established confidence, this series offers you inspiring stories, practical advice, and profound reflections to guide you. We will share stories of real people who have overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles, reached unexpected heights, and made significant changes in their lives, simply by harnessing the power of their self-confidence. These stories will not fail to touch you, motivate you, and perhaps even transform you. Continuous Elevation Beyond Self-Confidence is more than a podcast series. It is a community of hearts and minds resolved to grow, to rise, and to shine. Join us in this moving and liberating journey. Together, let's discover how far self-confidence can take us. Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to a new episode of Continuous Elevation. Today, we delve into a transformational aspect of our being, the undeniable link between self-confidence and leadership. Did you know that the key to becoming an inspiring leader already lies within you? Yes, that key is your self-confidence. Together, let's explore how nurturing this confidence can elevate you to heights of leadership you never imagined. Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to a new episode of Continuous Elevation. Today, we're exploring a transformative aspect of our being, the undeniable link between self-confidence and leadership. Did you know that the key to becoming an inspiring leader is already within you? Yes, that key is your self-confidence. Together, we will discover how these two aspects are intrinsically linked and how, by cultivating them, you can not only improve your own life, but also inspire and motivate those around you. What is leadership? Leadership goes far beyond merely being able to direct people or manage organizations. It is a quality that enables a person to influence, motivate, and guide others towards achieving common goals. A true leader inspires trust and admiration and pushes others to excel. It's not just a position of power, but a posture of responsibility and example. The link between self-confidence and leadership. Self-confidence is fundamental in the development of leadership. Here's how these two feed each other. 1. Foundation of leadership. Self-confidence is the cornerstone of effective leadership. The leader must believe in their abilities to make decisions, solve problems, and lead initiatives. This personal assurance is contagious. It spreads to team members, strengthening their trust in the leader and the chosen direction. 2. Decision-making. The confident leader is more adept at making clear and wise decisions. Self-confidence allows navigating through uncertainty and challenges without succumbing to panic, which is crucial in crisis situations or under pressure. 3. Positive influence. Self-confidence enables a leader to communicate more effectively and persuasively, which is essential for motivating teams and influencing stakeholders. confident speech and a confident presence can transform the attitude and performance of an entire team. 4. Resilience. Leadership inevitably involves setbacks and challenges. Self-confidence helps leaders remain resilient in the face of failures, to learn from them, and to bounce back with renewed strength. This resilience is also inspiring for teams who learn to see failures as opportunities for growth. Cultivating confidence for leadership. For those aspiring to be leaders, or those in leadership positions looking to enhance their impact, strengthening self-confidence is crucial. This can be achieved through regular self-reflection. Take time to reflect on your successes and challenges. This will help you understand your strengths and weaknesses and develop self-awareness that is crucial for self-confidence. Ongoing training and development. Invest in your own growth through training, reading, and new experiences. Each new skill acquired or knowledge gained boosts your confidence in your capabilities. Constructive feedback. Encourage feedback from your colleagues and mentors. Learning how others perceive you can help you adjust your behaviors and enhance your effectiveness as a leader. Dear listeners, remember that leadership is a journey, not a destination. By CU, cultivating your self-confidence, you pave the way not only for successful leadership, but also for a life filled with positive influence and meaningful achievements. Together, let's embrace these challenges and grow as leaders of our own lives. Allow me to tell you the stories of extraordinary individuals whose self-confidence has illuminated the path of leadership. 1. Lucas's awakening. Imagine yourself in Lucas's shoes, an individual whose brilliant ideas and innovation were once confined to the shadows of his reserve. In team meetings, his voice was lost in the tumult of his own shyness, his innovative thoughts remaining locked behind the wall of his hesitation. He was a man perceived by many as a mere cog in the company's machine, his potential contributions and value often underestimated. The intervention of a mentor, a figure of support and guidance, marked the beginning of a new chapter in Lucas's life. Encouraged to step out of his comfort zone, he found himself enrolled in a public speaking workshop, a prospect that initially seemed more terrifying than exciting. Imagine the anxiety, the almost paralyzing fear at the thought of standing before an audience, every gaze turned towards him. Yet, it was in this space of vulnerability that Lucas discovered his strength. With each session of the workshop, Lucas began to feel the chains of his fear loosen. Each exercise, each presentation, allowed him to weave a bit more self-confidence, to see his voice not as a whisper into the void, but as a force capable of inspiring, motivating, and innovating. His transformation was not instantaneous, but gradual, with each step forward reinforcing his belief in his abilities. The decisive moment came during his first post-workshop presentation in front of his team. There, before colleagues who knew him as the quiet manager, Lucas revealed himself in a new light. His ideas, once murmured in the darkness of his mind, shone with brilliant light, captivating his audience. It was the birth of a leader, a moment where his authenticity, his courage to share his visions, not only shook perceptions, but catalyzed the success of innovative projects. This evolution of Lucas was not only beneficial for his career, it resonated throughout the entire company, establishing a new standard of authentic leadership. His story became a testament to the power of self-confidence, a living example that the key to unlocking our leadership potential lies within us. in our ability to overcome our fears and share our ideas with courage. Dear listeners, may Lucas's awakening inspire you to embrace your own challenges, to recognize the value of your voice, and to rise as leaders in your respective spheres. Remember, the path to authentic leadership begins with a step towards self-confidence. 2. Naomi's discovery. Imagine Naomi, a dedicated teacher, who every day stands before her class with apparent confidence, her authority seeming as solid as the classroom walls. Behind this facade of unshakability, however, lies an intimate struggle with anxiety, a battle she fights in silence, fearing that her revelation could erode the respect and admiration of her students. In an act of profound courage, Naomi decides to break this silence. The school project on personal heroes becomes the catalyst for her revelation. Imagine the moment when, instead of discussing a distant historical figure or a celebrity, Naomi chooses to share her own journey, her own battles against anxiety. It's a decision from the heart, an attempt to show her students that heroes are not always those who know no fear, but those who face their fears. The classroom, usually noisy and lively, falls silent, hanging on Naomi's words. Her voice, trembling at first, grows stronger as she tells her story. A story of struggles, but also of resilience and self-transcendence. Through her words, Naomi reveals herself not as a distant authority, but as a human being, vulnerable and courageous, authentic in her struggle. This revelation has a transformative effect not only on Naomi, but also on her students. They begin to see her in a new light, not just as their teacher, but as a source of inspiration, a model of courage in the face of adversity. The dynamics of the class change, becoming a space where vulnerability is not only accepted, but valued, where mutual support becomes the cornerstone of learning. This moment of sharing redefined leadership in the eyes of Naomi and her students. They discover together that true leadership is not based on authority or perfection, but on authenticity. The ability to connect on a human level, to share our stories and struggles, and to find in this vulnerability a source of strength and inspiration. Dear listeners, Naomi's story reminds us that our greatest vulnerabilities can become our most powerful sources of connection and leadership. It invites us to consider how, by sharing our own stories of resilience, we can inspire those around us, transform our workplaces, classrooms, and communities into places of exchange, support, and mutual growth. 3. Michael's metamorphosis. Imagine Michael, an individual whose reserves seem to be an inseparable part of his identity, a constant backdrop against which his daily interactions unfolded. Known by all for his discretion, the idea of leading a large-scale project for his community seemed as foreign as it was distant. His initial involvement, marked by palpable hesitation, reflected this perception of himself, this entrenched belief that leadership was the prerogative of others, those born under a star of charisma and assurance. But life, in its unpredictability, has a unique way of placing us face to face with challenges that seem beyond our abilities. The urgent need for a fundraising campaign for the community project pushed Michael out of his comfortable confines. Faced with this trial, a transformation begins to take place. Michael, initially hesitant, starts taking initiatives, organizing meetings, speaking to residents. Imagine him standing before his neighbors, sharing with them the vision of the project, his voice carrying not only words, but a passion hitherto unsuspected. Each interaction, each gathered support, becomes another brick added to the edifice of his confidence. Victories, even small ones, are confirmations that his leadership is not a matter of innate personality, but of conviction and action. Gradually, the reserve that defined Michael gives way to a newfound assurance, an authentic leadership that inspires and unites. Michael's metamorphosis becomes a source of inspiration for the entire community. His personal legend tells us that beyond doubts and fears, it is possible for each of us to find within ourselves the strength to lead, to change things around us. Michael teaches us all a valuable lesson. Self-confidence is not a flame that constantly burns, but a fire that can be ignited and sustained, sometimes against all odds. Dear listeners, may Michael's story encourage you to look beyond your apprehensions, to recognize that the potential for leadership resides within each of us. It invites us to take risks, to passionately engage in our projects, and to believe in our ability to effect positive change. Remember, confidence is built step by step, victory by victory, and each step forward illuminates the path for those who follow. 4. Alice's inspiration. Imagine Alice, a leading figure in the entrepreneurial world, whose journey seemed to be marked only by peaks. At the helm of her startup, she embodied the very image of success, an unyielding leader guiding her ship with a firm hand and apparent confidence. However, when a storm of difficulties descended upon the company, threatening to sweep everything away in its path, Alice found herself at a decisive crossroads. Faced with adversity, Alice made a choice that would redefine not only her way of leading but also the very culture of her company. Instead of staying the course alone, displaying a facade of unshakable success, she chose the path of openness and transparency. Imagine the impact of her words as she stood before her team, not as the infallible CEO, but as a human being, vulnerable, openly sharing the challenges faced by the company, her own mistakes, doubts, but also her learnings. This honesty had a catalytic effect within the team. The walls of reserve and uncertainty crumbled, giving way to a spirit of innovation and collaboration. Each team member, now feeling fully invested in the common mission, brought their energy, ideas, commitment to finding solutions together. The crisis, far from destroying the company, served as fertile ground for a profound transformation, uniting the team around a shared vision and common goal. Alice discovered that true leadership does not lie in the ability to project an image of perfection, but in the strength to bring people together, to create a space where vulnerability becomes a strength, where error and learning are integral parts of the path to success. In times of crisis, it is not the facade of success that unites, but the ability to share a vision, to navigate through storms together, recognizing that each team member is essential to achieving that vision. Dear listeners, may Alice's inspiration encourage you to embrace transparency, authenticity, and humility in your own leadership journey. Her story reminds us that it is in the most difficult moments that our ability to show openness, humanity, and unity can truly transform challenges into opportunities, forging a path towards deeper and more meaningful success. 5. Caroline's revelation. Imagine Caroline, a discreet presence within a small charitable organization, whose contribution, though valuable, always remained out of the spotlight. She sought neither applause nor the limelight. finding satisfaction in simply contributing to a cause close to her heart. However, faced with the threat of a financial crisis that risked dissolving everything she had worked for, an unexpected spark of leadership ignited within her. Caroline's proposal for an online fundraising campaign, complemented by community events, was a breath of fresh air in the face of the urgency of the situation. Her idea, innovative and bold, initially met with skeptical looks, her colleagues hesitating in front of this unconventional initiative. But Caroline, recognizing the gravity of the moment, did not back down. Imagine her taking a deep breath, then diving into the organization and promotion of these events with a determination that surprised even those who knew her well. Her action triggered an incredible dynamic. Not only did the campaign succeed in saving the organization from bankruptcy, but it also revived the spirit of community, bringing together people from all walks of life around a common cause. Caroline, at the center of this revolution, realized that leadership was not reserved for those who traditionally take center stage, but could emerge from anywhere, from anyone, as long as there is a willingness to act and make a difference. The success of this campaign was a revelation for Caroline and for all those around her. She discovered within herself a natural leadership potential, an ability to see beyond the urgency, to imagine solutions, and above all, to mobilize and inspire others to join her. This experience transformed her perception of herself, propelling her towards new horizons of leadership within the organization and in other aspects of her life. Dear listeners, Caroline's story reminds us that leadership does not always require grand gestures or standing in the spotlight. Sometimes it is simply about recognizing a need, having the courage to take the first steps, and rallying people around a shared goal. Her transformation inspires us to believe in our own ability to impact the world, encouraging us to take initiative, to act, and to become the leaders we never imagined we could be. 6. Carlos' story. The power of resilience. Carlos, an Argentine immigrant who had to overcome numerous challenges, including the French language barrier and financial instability, always knew he wanted to make a difference. Carlos' story is a beautiful example of the power of resilience and the crucial role that self-confidence plays in leadership and community service. Let's dive deeper into his journey, illustrating how he transformed challenges into opportunities, inspiring those around him with his living example of determination and compassion. When Carlos arrived in France, he was full of hope, but quickly faced the harsh realities of linguistic and financial obstacles. He lived in precarious conditions, sometimes sharing a small apartment with other immigrants, struggling to make ends meet while trying to learn French. However, what set him apart was his burning desire to contribute positively to his new community. Carlos often witnessed the challenges that young immigrants faced, including social isolation, discrimination, and lack of access to education and professional opportunities. These observations ignited in him a mission to create a support platform for these youths. He began by organizing informal workshops in his neighborhood, using his apartment as a meeting place to teach French, share resources, and offer moral support. To formalize his efforts, Carlos knew he needed to establish a nonprofit organization. This required complex navigation through bureaucracy, fundraising, and volunteer recruitment. Despite initial rejections and frustrations, his resilience did not waver. He spent many nights studying local laws, drafting grant proposals, and meeting with potential donors. His confidence in his goal grew with each small success. Finally, after months of perseverance, Carlos succeeded in founding his organization. The launch was an emotional moment for him, marking the realization of his dream. Carlos' organization started small, but its impact quickly grew, focusing on education, mentoring, and social integration. He helped hundreds of young people improve their lives. Years later, Carlos' organization has become a cornerstone in the community. His confidence in his vision continues to rally volunteers and partners, extending the organization's impact far beyond his original expectations. The success stories of youths who have gone through his program, now themselves leaders and advocates for social change, are a constant source of pride and motivation for him. Carlos is often asked to speak about leadership and resilience at conferences and in schools. His story inspires not only immigrants and struggling youths, but also anyone facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Carlos' self-confidence and his ability to persevere against all odds remind everyone that with resilience, a clear vision, and an open heart, it is possible to transform challenges into transformative opportunities. 7. Julia's story. Breaking glass ceilings. Julia began her career in a male-dominated field, often being the only woman in the room. Her story is a powerful testament to the resilience and determination required to break barriers and change norms in a traditionally male-dominated professional environment. Her journey is not only an inspiration, but also a concrete example of how self-confidence can catalyze profound changes, not only for oneself, but for an entire industry. Julia started her career as one of the few female engineers in a major tech company. Initially, she felt isolated and often underestimated by her peers and superiors, who doubted her skills solely because of her gender. However, Julia used these challenges as motivation to not only prove her worth, but also to assert her place as a competent and visionary leader. Julia quickly realized that to rise, she needed to not only excel in her work, but also actively boost her self-confidence. She began participating in leadership workshops, reading extensively on management and the psychology of leadership, and training with mentors, both men and women, who supported her professional climb. Each challenge she overcame and each small success strengthened her resilience and confidence in her ability to lead and innovate. Over the years, through her relentless efforts and achievements, Julia climbed the ranks of the company. Her promotion to the position of CEO was a watershed moment, not only for her but for the entire company. She had not only proven that she could succeed in a man's world, but she had also paved the way for other women within the company. As CEO, Julia implemented bold initiatives to promote diversity and inclusion. She established mentoring programs for young women in the company, implemented more equitable recruitment policies, and created workshops to raise awareness about the importance of diversity within leadership teams. Under her leadership, the company saw a significant increase in the number of women in executive positions and an improvement in the overall corporate culture. Julia's impact extends far beyond the walls of her company. She has become a public figure in her field, often invited to speak at conferences on women in technology, the importance of corporate diversity, and how to cultivate self-confidence. Her story inspires women around the world to challenge norms, take risks, and assume leadership roles. Julia teaches by example that self-confidence is not innate. It is cultivated and strengthened through experiences, challenges, and the support of others. Her story resonates deeply with those struggling to overcome stereotypes and barriers, reminding them that perseverance, continuous education, and a firm belief in one's own abilities are key to transforming not just one's career but also the industry itself. Julia remains a living symbol of the strength that can be drawn from self-confidence, showing that each barrier broken not only enriches the individual who breaks it but also paves the way for those who will follow. 8. Robert's story. Turning passion into profession. Robert has always been passionate about the environment, but he doubted whether he could turn that passion into a viable career. Growing up, Robert felt inherently connected to nature, a passion that colored every aspect of his life. However, as he grew older, economic realities and the well-intentioned but discouraging advice from those around him sowed doubt in his mind. Driven by a sense of responsibility towards his family and future, he reluctantly considered a more traditional career. The tension between his passion and the pressure to choose a safer path was a constant source of anxiety for Robert, leaving him often anxious and dissatisfied. Attending a conference on sustainable innovation was the catalyst for his life change. Interacting with entrepreneurs who had seamlessly merged their passion for ecology with a viable business approach awakened new hope in Robert. It was living proof that his dreams were neither naive nor unachievable. This moment was marked by intense emotion, a mixture of relief and renewal, where Robert felt truly understood and supported in his aspirations for the first time. Motivated by the support of his mentor and the community of entrepreneurs he had met, Robert began to gather his resources and knowledge. Each step in preparing his business presented challenges, but also victories that strengthened his self-confidence. Developing a business plan, engaging in discussions with investors, and finally launching his product were milestones laden with emotions, from fear of failure to the joy of small successes. These moments of validation built him robust assurance, transforming his initial doubts into a confirmed certainty of his chosen path. With the success of his startup, Robert not only felt personal validation but also a growing responsibility towards his community and the environment. Product sold, each business that adopted his sustainable solutions reinforced his sense of accomplishment and impact. Invitations to speak and share his story provided him a platform to influence even more broadly, making him a leader not only in his industry but also a role model for perseverance and personal transformation. Robert's story, with its highs and lows, serves as inspiration for those struggling between passion and pragmatism. It demonstrates that one can follow one's heart while building a secure and successful future. His journey encourages other potential entrepreneurs to make the leap towards what they believe in, with the confidence that passion, combined with hard work and solid support, can indeed lead to remarkable success. In summary, Robert's story is a powerful and emotional reminder that, despite doubts and uncertainties, following your passion with confidence can not only enrich one's own life, but also make significant contributions to society. 9. Agade's story. From the shadows to the spotlight in healthcare. Agade, a nurse at a large hospital, was often overlooked for promotions despite her dedication and expertise. Her story is one of personal and professional transformation, marked by a rise in self-confidence and a determination to overcome obstacles. It serves as a poignant testimony to resilience and leadership in the demanding healthcare sector. Agade began her nursing career with a deep commitment to her patients and a passion for healthcare. However, she often felt invisible at work, where promotions and recognition seemed to bypass her, often awarded to less experienced or less dedicated colleagues. This situation weighed heavily on her morale and motivation, making her doubt her value and place in the hospital. Faced with these challenges, Agave made the bold decision not to let external circumstances define her future. She started by attending nursing leadership seminars, enrolled in courses to enhance her management skills, and actively sought mentors both within and outside her institution. Each step was a move towards self-improvement, but also a battle against the doubts that plagued her. As Agave acquired new skills and knowledge, her confidence flourished. She became more vocal during meetings, proposing innovative ideas to improve patient care and staff efficiency. Her transformation did not go unnoticed. It attracted the attention and respect of her superiors and peers. When the position of Director of Nursing became vacant, Agave was an obvious candidate, and this time she was chosen. As Director of Nursing, Agave revolutionized the department. She implemented innovative programs that not only improved the quality of patient care, but also the well-being of the nursing staff. Under her leadership, the hospital saw a notable improvement in patient satisfaction scores and a decrease in staff turnover rates. Agave's rise from the shadows to the spotlight in healthcare has become a source of inspiration for many. She proves that change often begins from within. By strengthening her self-confidence, she not only transformed her own career but also improved the work environment for her colleagues. Agave is frequently asked to speak at conferences, where she shares her journey with emotion and authenticity, motivating other health professionals to take charge of their own professional and personal development. In conclusion, Agave's story reminds everyone that, regardless of the obstacles, with determination, a willingness to grow, and renewed self-confidence, it is possible to transform not only one's own life, but also the lives of those around. Her journey is a powerful reminder that everyone has the ability to step out of the shadows and shine brightly in their career and beyond. Through the journeys of Lucas, Naomi, Michael, Alice, and Caroline, we see that leadership is less about a title than about self-confidence and the ability to inspire and mobilize others, each with their own doubts and uncertainties. Discovered that self-confidence does not come from the absence of fear, but from the ability to act despite it. It is this courageous action, this willingness to step forward, that transforms an individual into a leader. Their resilience, authenticity, and courage teach us a valuable lesson. Inspiring leadership emerges from self-confidence, a confidence that is often forged in the most challenging moments. These stories show us that we all have within us the potential to lead, positively influence those around us, and leave a lasting impact. So, dear listeners, I invite you to reflect on your own journey. Where can you take a step forward despite fear? How can you use your own story, your failures, as well as your successes, to inspire and guide others? Dear listeners, if you're looking for more inspiration and guidance to cultivate this self-confidence and embrace your leadership potential in your personal life, I encourage you to explore The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence by Levy Holiday Greene. This book serves as a compass for anyone aspiring to become leaders in their own lives, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth and impact. You'll find practical advice and exercises to strengthen your self-confidence and self-esteem. By relying on these principles, you can learn to redefine your self-perception, to value your successes, to learn from your mistakes, and to engage in a path of personal improvement. These secrets could be concrete steps to help you open your own doors, to remove the barriers you've erected, and to walk confidently towards your aspirations. The book, available in English under the title The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence by Levy Holiday Greene, is available in both paperback and Kindle formats. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Costco, as well as on several other online book-selling platforms. It is also possible to place an order directly with a sales advisor at your favorite physical bookstore. To get your copy, simply click on the link in the description of this podcast or visit the website linktree/Levy Holiday Greene. Don't wait to start transforming your life. The time is now. If you need more in-depth support, don't hesitate to complement the practices in the book, The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence by Levy Holiday Greene, with a consultation with a professional such as a therapist, psychologist, or coach to accompany you in your personal transformation process. To go further, explore the Levy Holiday Greene shop for the self-development e-book, Boosting Self-Esteem, a practical guide to building better self-esteem. You can find it at https://buymecoffee.com/Levy Holiday Greene/extras. You will find the link in the description of this episode. Feel free to like and share this podcast episode widely with others, and to comment on this episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Levy Holiday Greene writes, "Thank you for sharing this time with us today. Keep building that confidence, nurturing your resilience, and remember, the greatness of leadership lies in the authenticity of your journey." Until next time, for more reflections and tools on continuous elevation beyond self-confidence.